Hello, Pete. Welcome to Comic Book Investment Chat. I figured today was going to be a good day to do a chat because we went through some rough patch in the stock market, and some people have asked me to have a chat to discuss about today activities. I ran a little bit late because I had some problem with my audio recording software. For those that subscribe to my podcast over at Podbean, every time I have a chat, I record the chat and then I load it to the podcast, and then people can download and listen. But something happened the last time. If you were a subscriber to the podcast, you noticed that the last time I had the chat, it was not loaded in Podbean because there was some problem with the audio recording. So I'm trying a different software. That's why I was running late. I'm not used to the newer software, so I'm watching the recording to make sure that it's working. If it does, if it works, then I will load the podcast on Podbean later tonight for those that catch up later. Anyhow, ugly market, ugly day in the market. It's been an ugly couple of days, okay? And if you saw the thumbnail that I created for this podcast, you see the common phrase reworded. Okay, the common phrase that a lot of the people in the stock market talk about is buy. The screen was freezing there for a second. Daniel, hello. So a couple days back, I bought some SPY, basically the S&P 500 ETF at 257. I sold them all 269. Okay, the very next day. And then I sat back, I watched the market went crazy. Okay, and today, as ugly as it was, I held my nose, I pinched my nose tightly and bought some SPY, the same share that I sold at 269 at it was 239 something. It was under 240. I bought it at 239, and I thought that was a good move, right? In the afternoon, I'm like, okay, I watched the market been falling the last couple of days. My God, I sold the same thing 15% higher just a couple of days ago. So I thought, hey, why not? Boy, it was a rough 2 hours after I bought it, because I bought it at 239-ish. It dropped to 228. Yeah, at one point it was 228 something, and I'm just like, really? Head shaking, okay, shaking my head kind of moment, and I'm just like, all right, if that's how you want to play it, so I'm just gonna have to weather the storm. And sure, the SPY dropped down to 228, and then it rebound to 241-ish at 4 p.m. at the close of the day. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? Tomorrow is going to be one crazy day. So yeah, we'll see. But mark my word, if we have a pop where the SPY jumped from 241 to 250, I am out of here with that position. I would take my 4% pop. If it go from 241 to 250, I will take the 4% pop at 9:30 a.m. in the morning and get the heck out of there. Okay. And that's the state of the market that we have now. Okay. And for those that follow the economy, the coronavirus closely in the last couple of days, what caused that big 11% move down was when President Trump talked about how this issue that we have with the shutdown and the virus and the containment and the quarantine can go to August. Okay, that was That was a wake up moment of the market. Once he mentioned and acknowledged that this can go through summer, bang, off she goes. For those that not sure what I said makes sense, go back and take a look at how the market behaved from Friday to Monday to Tuesday and Wednesday. You will see that big move, 11% down, had a lot to do right around the time when he talked about August, and that spooked the market. Okay, I talked about this already in the past month, over a month now, that the market is very fearful of a recession. And that's what happened. Once we're talking about this problem carry past April and May into August, hello, recession, we're talking 2 to 3 quarters recession. And if you pay attention to what I said for the past 3 or 4 live chats, what happened when we have a recession in this country? Beside higher unemployment, a lot of pain and suffering, a stock market that can go down 40% easily. Okay, that's all we need. So as of right now, we're down over 30%. Okay, actually, this is not a bad spot for those with a lot of cash on the side to entertain. I'm not gonna recommend people to buy on a dip, but I said this is the point where I would say I would entertain putting money into the market for the long run. Okay, because the way I look at the market is that up until today, the odds of losing money and making money is very lopsided. Okay, if I put money into the market last week, the odds of me making money compared to me losing money is more on the losing side. We reached the point now where I think it's 50-50. For the first time in 2 or 3 weeks of this ugly downturn, we are at the point where I think the risk is about a 50-50 level. That means that, I don't see an upper hand on either side. Okay, because the downside is still sure. The downside is still another 10, maybe even more, maybe 20. Okay, worst case scenario, the market can go down 50% from the top. Yeah, it can happen. But at the same time, if one of the drug that they have been testing in Seattle and Japan, if one of those drugs next week, in 2 weeks, announce that it have the right amount of success, back we go. So it's really tough. This is extremely, I'll be honest, as a trader for many decades, this is one heck of a tough environment. No lie about it. I'm not going to sugarcoat this is great. I'm loving the bargain. There's pain everywhere. Pain everywhere. Okay, if you hold a mutual fund in stocks for your 401k, you down 20, 30%, at least 20%. Okay, if you hold a bond funds, you might do okay, but any stock fund, big, small, large, value, growth, you name it, you're down 20 to 30%, decimated. Okay, decimated. My bet on the quality of the audio or the video, something's going on. Maybe the coronavirus has impacted my internet. Todd is here. Hello, Todd. Nice of always here. Yes, airline stock, I would not touch. I would not touch. Same thing with cruise. You see the cruise? Oh my God. That was one area of pain for me. I'm out. Okay. I had been out of cruise for a few days. But trust me, when Carnival was going from 40 to 30, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm down 25% in Carnival. But thankfully, I sold because right now, Carnival at 8 is a lot uglier than 25. Oh my God. But yeah, it's ugly. It is ugly and it's unnerving. Okay, my advice to people in this ugly kind of time is you got to understand this is something that happened to the market from time to time. Those that sold and not get back in at the right time usually do more harm to their long-term investment than good. So if you can stomach the craziness and if you hold good investment, solid company, then in the long run, you will be okay. The hardest part about what is good is not easy. Okay. In this tough time, I would not want to hold a lot of business. Okay. It's not easy. It's not easy. Dollar Bin Father asked, would you agree that online retailers along with the LCS will be having big sales soon? Sales are a necessity to generate cash flow. Okay, if you understand business, if you ever run a business, it is about cash flow. Cash flow is a lifeblood of any living business. A lot of people mistake profit with cash flow. They think profit is a necessity to exist. Believe it or not, there's a lot of company out there that have been around for many years that run without making a profit, but they run with positive cash flow. That's the key. Cash flow is what pay the bills. Okay, so for example, let me give you a quick example. Does it matter if your profit margin on if you run a restaurant? Does it matter if you can sell a steak 4 times what it costs? Okay, you can sell a steak. You can buy a steak for $10. After you cook it, serve it, you can charge $40 for that filet mignon. Okay, for that fancy filet, $40. Does it matter how much the end sales price of $40 play into the $10 cost? It sounds good, but no, because your cost of running a business is a lot more than the profit margin on that one piece of steak. Okay, so it's really hard to. I can go on all day about this kind of stuff, but I spend a lot of time talking and discussing and educating a lot of my friends whenever they try to run a business, that they need to pay attention to cash flow, and that's what's scaring Wall Street right now because you have a shutdown. Okay, you have a shutdown of all kind of business. And what happened? When you shut down a lot of these businesses, they have no cash coming in. It doesn't matter what kind of profit they make. It doesn't matter what kind of profit they make last week. How are they going to pay? Where do they get the money to pay for the employees, the rent, the electricity, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, cash flow is a lifeblood of every business, okay? It doesn't matter. Can you imagine selling something for a big profit, but you don't get the money for 3 or 4 months? What's the point? What is the point? Okay, you can go out of business before you receive the check. As far as sales, those online business, whether it's comic book store or whatever, um, I wouldn't bank on store blowing out. I mean, if an LCS have to blow out their inventory, it's not a good thing. It's the end. Okay, people, if you hope that you can get some good deals, you can, but most likely whoever it is that's giving you that good deal is in serious financial stress. That's the reality. Yes, nine of all, I agree. If you put away, say, 3%, 5%, or whatever percentage that most people do into their 401k, uh, now is as good of it can be as far as buying into your mutual funds on a weekly basis. So, it's not it's a sound strategy. That's what most professional always advise people. Like, if you put in X amount of dollar into the market every week, doesn't matter where the market is. Okay, instead of like worry about the market being too high or too low or whatever it is, if you keep buying 3 to 5% of your paycheck into the market over the 30 or 40-year span, most likely you will do very well. The problem with most American, as I'm sure many people here will agree, is that a lot of people don't contribute to their 401k enough. A lot of people don't have savings, living check to check. That's the problem. Holy cow, it's disturbing for me because I'm financially sound ever since I was in my 20s. So it pains me to see people just not taking care. I mean, I remember in my 20s having co-worker all the way from my 20s to my 30s, having co-workers that look at me like, why would I want to contribute to the 401k? I can't touch that money until I'm 65. And my one common reply to every single person that used that kind of comment to me: do you plan to die before you're 65? Do you? Do you plan to die before you're 65? Because a lot of people do live into the 70s. So you hopefully you will have some kind of savings so that you can live on your retirement year, right? It boggled my mind that some people think that way, but that's people. Wolf Blitz, if you just turn in, yes, I said at the beginning of the chat, I bought some SPY today at 240, no, 239. Yes, 239. I bought, and for a while it looked like a really stupid bad move because I bought at 239 after lunch, and then it went all the way down to 228. And I said to myself, really? Is this how you want to play it? Luckily, I didn't panic, and the position is in the money a little bit at 241. And I already said in the start of the chat, if the market pop 5% tomorrow morning at 9:30, I am selling that sucker and pick my 5% gain out of here. That's why the thumbnail to this video chat is buy the crash, sell the rip. Indeed, nice of all, it's a no-brainer. Okay, it's a no-brainer. You literally double your money. You put in, say, 4%, and your employer match 4%. Why not? Holy cow! I am baffled. Like I said, I can rant on this for hours because I am stumped. I'm stumped. But I know a lot of people live their way. Don't tell me what to do. Okay, I have got that kind of look whenever I get. A lot of people ask me for financial advice, and then they don't want to hear it. Oh, I know a single mother. My wife and I know a single mother with two high school age kids, single mom, and she make $20 an hour. Okay, so she's not making a lot of money. $20 an hour, single mom of three, she's barely making by. And then her car broke down, and I tried to tell her, buy an used car, buy a reliable, cheap used car. Nope, can't have that. Gotta have a brand new something. The new iPhone come out, gotta have it. Gotta buy for all three people in the family. I'm just like, check by check by check. I'm just like, how can people live like that? I don't get it. I don't get it. On top of that, she went out there and get two dogs, which was, I'm like, do you know how much it costs to keep and feed two dogs? Woo! Last I heard, she is pregnant with the third child with a boyfriend. So, woo! I don't even know what to say. I'm just like, well, she's 30 something and she had made two bad mistakes already. My wife and I were just like, that it doesn't matter what we say to her. She can ask us for all the advice on what to do, and we just like head shaking. Knights of Old asked, how much cash do you think people should have on hand for this? 2 months. Okay. My advice is at the minimum, have 2 months of cash to buy food. So if you spend $200 a week on food for your family, make sure you have enough for 2 months. The rest doesn't matter. Okay. You can be late on your phone bill. You can be late on your internet bill. You can be late on a lot of things, but at least have food and gas. Okay. Because you need those essential things. The essential is food. Okay. So just have enough cash to feed your family for 2 months. Okay. 2 months. Because we can easily go through May and June. Depends, once again, depends on where you are, depend on the part of the country. Some part of the country are not impacted by this whatsoever. They probably sit back right now, watch us going crazy, and laugh at us as if we're overreacting. Okay, so there are part of the country that are pretty much coronavirus free because nobody go there, nobody brought the disease to them yet. So they might look at them, they may turn on the TV and say, bunch of morons running around crazy. It's just a flu. And, let's bring it over to the comic book market, okay? Because, like I said, it's a comic book investment chat. In tough time like this, I can't stress enough to many people. The last thing that you want to do, if you need cash, if you're hurting for cash and you have to sell your books, unfortunately, the last thing you should do is what? Consign anything to Comiclink. Yes, I am a huge Comiclink customer, but keep in mind, if you ship something to Comiclink right now to be auctioned off, what's going to happen? March auction is running right now. Okay, so the earliest you can go is April. Okay, earliest you can go is April. Assuming that there is no competing books that will bump you off. Okay, because let's say you have a Hulk 181, and then somebody have already consigned a copy. before you, same grade, same page quality. And that person told Comiclink, do not put another copy of the same thing to compete with mine. I am your best customer. Don't F with me. Guess what? Your copy will have to go to May. Assuming that there is no competing books there. Your book will be in April. And as with many Comiclink auction, it will end around the end of April, okay? If the auction ends at the end of April, you're not going to get the money from Comiclink for another month. So if you need cash quick, the last thing you want to do is pack up your books right now, mid-March, and then not get paid until the end of May. It is a no deal, okay? No deal. Anyone that have contacted me in the last 48 hours and asked me about selling, where to sell, and what kind of price, my first reply is no Comiclink. The last place you want, if you need money next week, 2 weeks, you are not going to wait 10 weeks for Comiclink to send you that check. Now, that being said, can you get cash advance from Comiclink? Sure. If you have big books, if you send over there, Amazing Fantasy 15 8.0, and you can get $100,000 of that book, would Comiclink advance you $50,000? Sure. But they're not going to advance you on a $200 book. Okay, you ain't going to get any kind of advance from Comiclink if your consignment is a couple $100. Ain't going to happen. And lastly, in bad time like this, where the comic book market is so bad, auction is absolutely horrific. I'm sure those that pay attention to eBay will see all kind of low results. Not all of them, I know, but there are a lot of auction that ended very poorly. Ugly. Okay, so your best option, well, first and foremost, try to sell them on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Give that a shot. Do a 48-hour kind of sales. If that fail, then eBay, or the CGC forum. There's a lot of places you can sell and get payment within a few days. 6 weeks, 10 weeks, Comiclink is not an option. Cannot be. It's not the option. Lisa Ocasio. Yes. Cruise. Ooh. Carnival. Woo. I traded Carnival Cruise Line and Royal Caribbean so many times over the many, many years and make good money, make good profit on trading. But the last position, woo, thankfully, I blow them out. As painful it was to sell my Carnival Cruise Line in the 20s, it was a lot nicer to see them now because they are 8. The stock went down another 60%. Yeah. Thankfully, it was a very small position. So what I have been doing is try to clean up my portfolio. Every time the market rip, I try to sell some stuff that I don't want and then keep the stuff that I like. I like Coke. I like Pfizer. I like Gilead. I like Microsoft, Facebook, Twitter. But I got rid of a lot of stuff. Even stuff I like that I don't want to keep, I had to get rid of it because the economic situation is so bad that there's no way to hold on to them. No third party when selling right now for me as well. Dollar Bin Father said, yes, right now this is not the time, not the time to consign to Comiclink. I mean, I am floored. Well, I'm floored that there are still people consigning to Comiclink, but at the same time, if you pay attention to Comiclink, the auction is not that big. It's not that for it's 2 months. The February auction and this auction, the March auction, the number of listing is smaller than it used to be. Okay, if you pay, I have paid attention to Comiclink auction for many years. Okay, I wish I didn't lose a spreadsheet. I used to have a spreadsheet, the geeky me. I used to have a spreadsheet where I record how many books they auction off every month. I started that way back in 2008. Yeah. It's a good source of data to see where the market is going, right? And then when my computer died um, 2 years ago, unfortunately, that was one of the files that I didn't save in the cloud. I lost that file completely. So I'm bummed out because I kept track for literally 10 years the monthly amount of slab that was consigned to Comiclink. Yeah. But from what I can see and remember, because I look at those numbers consistently, okay, and plus I do market recap for Comiclink for years on YouTube. For sure, last month and this month, the number of listing is weak. Okay, let me see. As far as for me, I don't buy. I haven't paid much attention, to be honest. I mean, I run the Price is Right game, and then I will do a market recap. But as far as following the market, it'd been nice to just step away from watching eBay and the rest, because it was the right decision for me last year to not buy anymore, because the more I buy, the more I have to sell, the more effort I have to put into sell. So I reached that point where I said enough is enough. It's been a fun ride. So I can't say that I paid much attention to what's going on with the general market on eBay, to be honest. I'm not the person to comment how the market is doing on eBay. Todd Holbeck said his wife is baking some fresh brownies. As crazy as it was, on Monday, I had an appointment to get my blood work. Every 2 years, I had my blood work. And to my surprise, Quest Diagnostic was filled. The waiting room was filled with elderly people. I was like the youngest one. I'm pretty sure I was the youngest one in there. There was at least a dozen other people in the 70s and 80s, all waiting to get their blood test. So keep note in mind, Quest Diagnostic is a stock I want to buy when this dust is settled, because business is still booming. So I had my blood work done and everything is okay, except that my cholesterol is right at the point of being high. It's not too high. I don't need to go on medicine. I don't need to go on any kind of lipid pills or whatever. But I'm waiting for that phone call from my physician to lecture me that I need to stop eating bad food, because I need to exercise more. I'm not overweight, okay? Can I stand to lose 5 pounds? Yeah, but it's more about what I eat, and I need to exercise more. So I told my wife, I've been pretty lazy. It's been like very spotty with me exercising. So I need to do that. And for sure, try not to eat a lot of fatty food to keep my cholesterol lower. Okay, because I don't want to be relying on any kind of pills. Uh, let's see. Knights of O says Sunday's heritage result was strong for 4K silver and gold keys, but I saw many multiple copies of lesser silver and brown spec keys. It looked like flipper push could be starting. Yeah, hard to tell. Hard to tell if the push is for sure. It's here. There are some purging from some flipper. We can't have an economic disaster like this and collectors not selling. Okay, so the question is who is selling? The question is what they're selling, because the from what I can remember, those that sell and blown out, the few people that I know that had to sell and blew out in 2009, 2010, I think for the most part they're gone from the hobby. I knew of two CGC forum member that basically sold and left. They just like, I'm done, but once you are, I think for most people, it's just a psychological thing because people are obsessed, addicted to these things. So when you are put in a position of a big financial stress to have to sell the things that you love so much, it's hard to come back. Okay, it's one of the things where it's a painful rip of the band-aid, but then once they're gone, they're gone. ETA exercise video. Actually, I shot a video of me doing like 5 seconds. I shot a video that I need to load tomorrow. I shot it actually last week. One of the comment that I got a couple weeks ago when I load my first nostalgia versus reality video, one commenter said, "You are addicted to making YouTube videos. You are." I'm trying to paraphrase what he said, but I think it was more like a knock that I make too many videos, and so I shot a video of me waking up, making coffee, checking email, cleaning the house, exercise, take out the trash, preparing dinner. So there's like a 5 second clip of me exercising on the elliptical machine in the house, and then of course the rest of the video is me laying around watching YouTube and Netflix. So yeah, I make a lot of videos because I have a lot of free time. What would you do? Yeah, I'm sure other guys can find better things to do with their free time at home alone. But yeah, I mean, I'm a blessed man. What can I say? Okay, I have a lot of free time, so I make videos. I can watch a lot of Netflix, which I have. I can watch a lot of Amazon Prime, which I have, as well as HBO, which I have. And the only thing left to do is make some videos about comic books and movie reviews and TV series review, and that's my life. I'm addicted to what? I'm addicted to easy living. It's yeah, people don't like to hear it, but yeah, suck it. Good as gold said Peloton is going to make a fortune. I disagree highly. If anything, I would recommend shorting the F out of it is Peloton. No, There's nothing about exercise that I would recommend anyone to do anything with that. From Fitbit to no, I'm not touching Peloton with a 10-foot stick. They would have to pay me to buy one of those stupid overpriced machine. Other than that, well, it's 5:02. Time flies. Okay, so I would not try to keep the chat too long because I gotta prepare dinner for the family. As far as the market, the comic book market, I can't imagine what's going on with the economy, with the quarantine, with the stay at home. I don't really buy into any kind of talk about how this is going to be a boon for online stuff. At the end of the day, what moved the market? What moved any market? Money. Okay, money. It's money. And what's going on right now with a lot of people? No money. Okay, so I don't care if eBay exists and LCS have blowing out sales. If you don't have a job, if your boss telling you to stay home for 3 weeks, where's this going to come from? Okay, that's the problem with the stock market. It see a huge interruption in the economy. So sure, some people will be able to take advantage of the sales, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of people out there that live check to check, check by check, week by week. If you can't go to work for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, does it matter if books is cheap? It's money make the world go round, right? I think we can all agree about that. Okay, and I think what's going to happen, well, there is no silver lining, really, to be honest, because what I can hope to happen in something like this is a lesson, a reference point to a lot of younger people that have never been through it. You have to go through it a couple times to understand the roller coaster ride of emotion and to deal with it. Like I said in the previous chat, I have been through 4. This is my 4th recession, my 4th stock market crash of 40% or more. My 4th. Been there, done that, survived them. Okay? This too will pass. It's ugly. I am not going to paint a pretty picture, but at the same time, I'm also going to say that for those that have been through it, try to look back and see for yourself, what did you do wrong? Yeah. I didn't say what did you do right, okay? Because I'm pretty sure all of us, me included, did a lot of wrong thing in the previous 3. Every time a crash happened, I look back and say, I could have done that better. I could have done this better. Okay, sure, I avoid that mistake, but I make another mistake. So it's a life learning thing that will happen again. And I'm pretty sure if I live into my 70s or 80s, I will witness another one before I go away. Okay, so it's a certainty. I'm pretty sure, being 53 right now, I'm pretty sure before I take a dirt nap, I will see another one of these things. And it's part of life, part of economic cycle since the Roman Empire that you cannot avoid. Okay, if you don't learn from your mistake, if you don't learn from history, so cliche, right? You're bound to repeat your mistake. So if you survive through this mess, make it through this mess in the next couple of weeks or months, learn from the mistakes that you made in the past few years, and try to avoid making the same mistake again. Easy said than done. You know why? Because people gotta buy, people gotta compete. Oh my God, I'm telling you, I am so blessed. I am so blessed because my wife and I, we just couldn't give a shizzle what other people have. It's not about competing. It's not about having a bigger house than your friends, a nicer car than your friends. We don't care. Okay. So it's nice to not overspend. It's very nice to live within our means in the past many years. And it make the tough time like this more tolerable because the pain is here, but at the same time, we know that we're not gonna have to, go live on the street, can't pay the mortgage or car payment or whatever it is. We didn't have to do. We are okay with that kind of stuff because we didn't overspend. In fact, we don't buy anything on credits. You know, we don't. We don't live like that. A lot of people live like that, and I just never lived like that. Even when I was working hard and making crazy money, it doesn't matter if I make $200,000 or $300,000 a year. In the between 2001 and 2007, before Anthony was born, I was making 200 plus every year. Does it matter if I was making that kind of money? I still pay for things in full. There is none of these crazy credits and leverage up and borrow up. I bought everything within my means. Okay. The most expensive house I bought was like 300 and something thousand. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't like, could I go out there and buy a house for $1 million? Yeah, but why? It's more square footage equal having to buy more junk to fill it up, and I'm not about to buy more comic books. Yeah. Vernon Johnson, better save your money and stop trying to impress each other. Absolutely. I have said this for 7 years on YouTube, and some people didn't like to hear it. I said there are people in this community that collect to impress, and people are just like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, collect to impress? I'm like, do I show everything I own? No. In fact, I didn't have a haul videos for the first 2 or 3 years on YouTube. So there's a lot of people that collect to impress. They got to show off every single thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's people that like to show off what they buy without the underlying impress. Okay. I'm not saying everyone that show haul videos are doing it to impress. So let's chill with the keyboard. Put it down. Okay. But if you have to borrow money on credit to buy a book, to have a haul, that is buying to impress. Okay. Let me make it very clear. Okay. It's when you go over your means, over your skis to buy something to show off. What do you call that? Is that buying to impress, buying to show off? What go ahead, give me a label that make any sense to that. Okay. So there are people that do that. Okay. And there's plenty of people that just use their money, hard-earned money, to buy books and do haul videos. I'm not calling them, telling them that they are showing off, bragging, trying to impress me. No, I'm not talking about those kind of collectors. But yeah, it's tough, I mean, it's at the end of the day, I hope people take what happened this past few weeks and what's going to happen in the next few months. Who knows what's going to happen in the next few months? And try to adjust their way of living. Okay, try to learn. If you got over your skis hopefully you realize that that was dumb. Let's not do that again. Okay. Hopefully. I can't say how many people will do that, because sadly the reality is I know a lot of people make the same mistake again. That's just how we are. We cannot stop ourselves. Once a cheater, always a cheater, right? It's human are just a strange creatures, because unlike animals, sometimes we just can't learn. We don't want to learn. Sadly, that's the reality. Todd Holbeck said, "I call it showing off." Yeah, I mean, to me, showing off is common. I mean, heck, if I buy something and I show it on my video, it's showing off, right? It is. I mean, just about everybody that does haul video is doing some kind of showing off. But I think it's a big difference between showing off and impressing people, because if you buy something because you love something, because you can afford something and you want to show it off, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what most people do. But if you want to be the big man on campus, if you want to be the big man on the YCC, to get more views and to get more subs and to get more thumbs up and to get more hearts and to get more love and to get more cool books, man, if you overspend to get that kind of feedback, then you are doing it, you're buying, you're collecting to impress other people. Okay? Big difference, in my opinion. Yeah, like I said, I agree, Patrick. I mean, a lot of us show things that we buy. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't really care, to be very blunt to anyone out there. I watch some haul videos, but it doesn't matter what you buy. I mean, I'm happy that you're happy that you got something, but make no mistake, nothing impressed me. Okay, as far as what other people buy, not because I have everything. Let's put the keyboard down once again. Okay, material things does not impress me one bit. Don't care. Okay, I don't care. I don't care what you have. I don't care what you buy. Okay, I care that you're happy of what you got, or what you buy, or what you want, or it's cool. I'm happy that you're happy. But as far as what it is that you bought, don't care one bit. Anyhow, I just look at the time. It's 55 minutes already. Yeah, I'm gonna close the chat. So thank you everybody for tuning in and listen. Hopefully my audio recording worked properly, so I can upload it into Podbean, the podcast. My advice to people: if you think something is cheap, as far as the stock, it will be cheaper. Okay. I remember having a chat a couple of days ago, and someone asked me about Disney, and they bought Disney. It was 91. Last I checked, where is Disney? Where is Disney? It was 91. 3 chats ago, someone asked about Disney at 114, and I said no touch. And then the stock went down to 91. And then that same person told me, thank you for telling me not to buy Disney, because now it is 91. And then somebody else bought at 91 and then told me that they did a good thing, because the stock is over 100 2 days ago. Well, guess what happened to Disney today with this carnage? Where's Disney? Goodness gracious, can't even use my phone right. Disney stock is DIS. Okay. Goodness. Disney. 88. It's 88. At one point, it was 75. It went down to 75. What? Well, 77, I guess. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. Still at 88, 89. Yeah, it's lower than 91. Like I said, it's no need to rush in to buy anything. If you want to buy Disney, the right thing to do is, okay, if you want to buy, say, 100 share of Disney, my advice is don't go and buy 100 share at 89 right now. Don't do it, okay? You don't know if that's the bottom. You don't know. Disney is closing all the park, postponing all the movies. What if this mess go all the way through May and all the movie theater close globally through May and all the park close through May? Do you think Disney is going to be at $89? No. If you want to buy Disney, buy 20 share. Buy something small. Buy a fraction of the position so that if it dropped to 77, buy another 20. Okay? Don't go and don't buy everything at 89 and then you all look stupid next week when it's 77, right? My advice is whatever it is, doesn't matter, Disney or Apple or Microsoft, any stock you want to buy right now, buy small. Size matters. Okay, don't put yourself in financial disaster by buying everything and thinking that this is the bottom. I'm not calling the bottom. This is not the bottom. Okay, this is not the bottom. How low can it go? I don't know. Okay, it's a tradable bottom. Yes. Okay, right now it's a tradable bottom. That's why I bought some today. But make no mistake, if this thing rip 5% higher tomorrow, I am out again. I just can't, I remember reading the chat room last time when one of the viewers was saying, "Oh, I bought Disney at 91 and now it's 101." I'm just like, I hope you sell. It's Disney is a perfect example of a stock of a great company that is going to get beat up, slapped around because of this virus, because everything, with the exception of its smallest piece, Disney Plus, smallest piece, is doing okay. It's the park. Do you know that Disney have a lot of cruises as well? Yeah, we went on one. In fact, we went on 2 Disney cruises. Yeah, Disney is in the cruise business as well. And guess what? Thankfully, the cruise business is a small segment of the business, but still, holy cow, they are exposed with movie, park, cruise. Now, I love Disney. Disney is not for me. Not yet. That's the key word. Not yet. Okay. Not that I hate Disney. I would never recommend Disney stock. But as far as buying the stock right now, not yet. Anyhow, it's over an hour. Time for me to get ready. 5:30 coming. I got to cook dinner. Be safe, people. Stay inside. Okay. Bye-bye.